Now, when I talk about designing a shift work structure, I have a lot of things going through my head. I think about shift length, shift pattern, the day on day off pattern, long breaks, short breaks, staffing, how much overtime are we going to have, is there variability in the workload, what is our skill levels, how many supervisors do we need, what are the pay and work policies, what do we do for shift premium, shift swap, overtime distribution, what type of management support do we need. We also look at things like external to the production, which is a normal driver for a change. What about maintenance or sanitation? What are your long-range plans? And what about the health and safety of your workforce? These are the types of things that I think about when I look at schedules. What the average person first thinks about when they think about shift schedules is, what does the pattern look like? So I want to take a little time just looking at shift patterns. This first one is a 7-day, 8-hour balanced rotating. What I'm saying here is this covers 7 days a week. It uses 8-hour shifts. It has the same number of crews showing up every day, and it rotates. So if we take a look at this, we have 4 crews, a crew in each week. And for example, on Wednesday I've got a day shift, an evening shift, which is say the 3 to 11 shift. I have a night shift, and 1 crew is off. Let's go over here to Saturday. I've got week 1 is off, and then I've got an evening shift, a night shift, and a day shift. So if I was to look down each day of the week here, I would see that I have a crew showing up every day, 1 crew on each of the different shifts every single day. And if we look at this as a cycle, what we would do, let's start in week 2, we would take Monday and Tuesday off, and then we'd work evening shift Wednesday through Sunday, rotate down to week 3 and work Monday and Tuesday evening shifts. That's 7 in a row. We'd take Wednesday off of week 3, come to work on nights. Now we rotated up to a different shift, so we're going to work nights Thursday through Sunday, rotate down to week 4 and work Monday through Wednesday. Then we're going to take Thursday and Friday off. Then we come to day shift on Saturday of week 4. We work Saturday, Sunday, rotate up to week 1 and work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then we're off Saturday, Sunday, rotate down to week 2, Monday and Tuesday. So we have a Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday week off once every 4 weeks. This is 20 years ago, this is what everybody was doing. Nowadays, we don't see a lot of these. We don't see the 8-hour shifts, and we don't see the rotating shifts. But this is a typical type of shift that you'd want to consider. One thing that's interesting about shift workers, if you don't show them everything that's available, or at least a representative sample of what's available, there's going to be a tendency to think that you're kind of funneling them into a predetermined decision. And so I found it best to show them all types of schedules, even the ones that you think that they won't like, just so that they know what's out there. This next one covers 7 days. It uses a combination of 8 and 12-hour shift. It's balanced and it's also rotating. Now, I don't want to go through all the detail of all these schedules, but if you just look at the top schedule and the schedule right below it, you'll notice there's 12-hour shifts on Saturday and Sunday. The reason we have 12-hour shifts on Saturday and Sunday is, let's just look at Saturday. On top, 1 crew out of 4 is off on Saturday. On the bottom, 2 crews out of 4 are off on Saturday. And the reason is that since the crews that do come in work longer shifts, they don't need as many crews to come in. So it takes 3 crews working 8 hours to cover 24 hours on a Saturday. It only takes 2 crews working 12 hours to cover 24 hours on a Saturday. Then we go to the far extreme, which is all 12 hours. This is a 7-day schedule. It's 12 hours, it's balanced, and it's rotating. So I've got a day and a night crew showing up every day. And believe it or not, there's the exact same number of hours in all 3 of these shifts. All of these shifts average 42 hours of work a week. All 3 of these shifts have 2,184 hours a year. All 3 of these shifts use 4 crews. So the number of hours you see is the same, even though the very top schedule looks very busy and the very bottom schedule looks unbusy. This bottom schedule, let's just go through it quickly, is often referred to as a DuPont schedule. So if we were on this schedule, we would start in week 1 and we work Monday through Thursday. Then we get off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, rotate down, and we're off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, come back to work Friday night. So you can see we work the first half of week 1 and we work the second half of week 2, and this gives us a nice 7-day break in between. That's the key feature of this particular pattern, is once a month you have a 7-day break without having to take vacation. Let's move on and take a look at a couple of other schedules. Let's suppose you need to get 80 hours of production a week, and nobody wants to go to second shift, and you don't want to have to pay a heavy shift differential to get people to go to second shift. One thing you can do is make second shift look more attractive. For example, you might have a crew that works Monday through Friday. They get their 40 hours in by working Monday through Friday, 8-hour shifts. But the evening shift only has to work 4 days. They're going to work 10-hour shifts. So they're going to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then they're going to have off every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And that's the carrot. So if you want people to go to evening shift and you don't want to pay extra money, you try and make their schedule a little bit more attractive. So I can say, well, I can be on day shift and I get every weekend off, or I can be on evening shift, which is the 3 to 11 shift, 3 p.m. to 11 p.m., and I get a 3-day week off, 3-day weekend every single weekend. So this is another type of schedule. Clearly this doesn't cover 7 days a week. It doesn't cover 24 hours a day, and there's a lot of things that situations where a schedule like this wouldn't work, but this, I'm trying to give you a flavor for how you can make a schedule do neat things for you depending on what you want to happen. Here's another schedule. Let's suppose we need to run 20 hours a day, and we need to do it for 6 days. So what I'm going to use is I'm going to use 3 crews. This is a 6-day, 10-hour balanced fixed shifts. And so what it is I have a fixed crew that works every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday day shift. I've got another fixed crew that works every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evening shift. And then I have a crew, this actually has a little bit of rotation into it. The crew in week 3 works Monday and Tuesday on evening shift. They're off Wednesday, Thursday, work Friday and Saturday on day shift, and they're off on Sunday. Everybody's off on Sunday. So if we look down the schedule, on Monday I've got a day shift and an evening shift. Tuesday I've got a day and an evening. Wednesday, day, evening. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Every day I've got 20 hours of coverage because one day crew shows up and one evening crew shows up. This is a good schedule, for example, at a place that is a very high maintenance schedule. You might say, take a lumber mill, for example. They have to change out their saw blades every day, and they need at least 1 day of maintenance out of every 7. And so this gives them 4 hours of downtime every day to change out their saw blades, and then they have every Sunday down to do the other major maintenance that needs to be done. And here's a 7-day schedule that uses 8 and 12-hour schedules. It's or shifts. It's unbalanced and it's oscillating. So what we have here is, if you look at the day cycle, it's got a 4-week cycle, and they're all 8-hour shifts Monday through Friday, and then on Saturday and Sunday we have those are being covered with 12-hour shifts, and then their 4-week cycle on days, they get half their weekends off. The other crew rotates between evening shift and night shift. They also have 8-hour shifts Monday through Friday, and they use 12-hour shifts on the weekend. Now you can look at the schedule and say, wow, that day shift is way better pattern than evening and nights. It's fixed days, which people like. It has 2 weekends off out of 4 instead of 1 weekend off out of 3, which people like. So they want the weekends off. This is probably something that you would put in a place where maybe the bulk of your workforce, maybe 80% of your workforce needs to be on day shift. And you just need kind of a skeleton crew outside of day shift, maybe the guards or sanitation or cleanup or something like that. And so they're a different set of people, they have a different set of skills, and maybe they actually like night shift. So you can find a situation where something like this would actually work quite well. And then we can get really creative. And this is a 7-day, 12 and 8-hour schedule. It's unbalanced and it's semi-fixed. When I put the schedule in a few years ago for the first time, this is what I did. I took the day shift and took all of the extra people off days. And I said, we're just going to have 2 day crews. This is a schedule that starts on Sunday, and it goes Sunday through Saturday, and it's frequently called the 2-3-2 pattern, or the every other weekend off, where you work Monday, Tuesday, then you're off Wednesday, Thursday. You work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you're off Monday, Tuesday. You work Wednesday, Thursday, then you're off Friday, Saturday, go back up and you're off on Monday or Sunday again. So every other weekend is a 3-day weekend. You'll notice that if I take Monday and Tuesday off of week number 1, or Wednesday and Thursday off of week number 2, I can use 24 hours and get 7 days of vacation. So those are going to be high vacation days. Just keep that in mind. Then I go to the night shift pattern. On the night shift pattern, this is a 5-week cycle, and these are not 5 crews, these are 4 half crews. So I've got it structured so that on Monday I have a night shift showing up on week 1 and a night shift showing up on week 4. These are half crews, so I have a full crew showing up, and I have this day shift person showing up also. I'm going to need extra people on day shift because that's my heavy vacation period for my day crews. Remember, up on top, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are heavy vacation days. So if we look at week 2, I've got a day crew coming in on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I actually have extra people here to help cover that vacation load. If somebody isn't on vacation, then this is a place where the night shift, every 5 weeks, they rotate into days, and they actually work with the day shift for 4 days a week. So some night shift people can get exposure to days. Or if I'm on a night crew and I want a good vacation break, I can take week 2 off. That's 32 hours. And let's see what happens. Remember, I'm going to take week 2 off. So I'm in week 1 and I work 4 night shifts and I get off Thursday night. Now I'm going to be off Friday, Saturday, Sunday of week 1. And then I took vacation, so I'm off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday of week 2. Go down to week 3 and I'm off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Come back to work Friday night. So I got a 2-week break and I only used 32 hours of vacation time. Also, you'll see on the top, the day shift people have every other weekend off. That means every other weekend is they don't have to come to work. They gives them 1 weekend off out of 2, or 50% of their weekends. On the night shifts, I'm off for the weekend of week 1, week 2, and week 5. I get 60% of my weekends off if I'm on night shifts. So on nights, I get some exposure to days. I get more weekends off, and I get a better vacation break. So we've created another way where we can attract people to nights. We can get night people to actually rotate into days without disrupting the day shift schedule for people that are already on days.